Today's lesson is titled Stop Begging: How to Get Shippers to Actually Want to Talk to You. All right, so wouldn't that be a miracle? Now, it's really not a miracle, it's a process. The key to success as an entrepreneur as a whole, whether you're a freight broker, a realtor, a real estate agent, you own some software company, is the whole concept of different is better than better. You have to be different than the competition. So what I'm going to teach you today falls in line with that. What I'm going to share with you today falls in line with that. I'm going to give you 5 different strategies or ideas on how you can stop begging, how you can position yourself as an expert in the industry. The fact is, most people don't want to talk to salespeople. I know I don't. You probably don't, right? But they love to talk to and or listen to experts, influencers, people with insight, people that are knowledgeable within an industry or a sector or a niche. So what I'm going to share with you today is how you can raise your profile and position yourself, or begin to position yourself as an expert versus just a salesperson or a freight jockey on the phone begging for loads. All right. So if that interests you, I want you to lean in. I'm going to share with you, I think there's 5 different strategies in how we can do that, different ways that I've done it, other people have done it, and how you can do it if you actually listen and then implement what I'm going to teach you today. Number 1 is get on a podcast. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, there's a couple ways that you can leverage podcasting, right, to raise your stature, build your expertise, build your influence within your niche. You can either be a guest on an established podcast where you can get invited on, or be a guest on a podcast where you can be interviewed or have a discussion specific to whatever your niche is. All right. So you can be a guest. That's sometimes an easy place to start, because there are literally thousands and tens of thousands, millions of podcasts in thousands of different niches. And so it shouldn't really be that hard if you really just put your head down and figure it out. The second way you can leverage podcasting is to start your own podcast. Now, that's one of the ways I've done it. I've been a guest on, I think, over 50 different very high-level top industry podcasts. I also started multiple podcasts. I've got my Growth Experts podcast, which I started years ago. I also have the new Freight Broker Bootcamp audio experience podcast. So you can start a podcast. Now that automatically positions you as an authority, because now you are part of the media. It automatically differentiates you from the competition. Number 2, become a speaker. Now, this might scare the crap out of most of you. It scared the crap out of me when I first started. I'm very introverted, believe it or not. And, speaking in front of crowds of hundreds of people or even a dozen people was scary as heck to me. But becoming a speaker is one of the greatest ways to position yourself as an expert, right? Now, that might be a speaker for a local association, a chamber of commerce, different events, different, conferences that are out there. Some of those are virtual, some of those are live. But becoming a speaker that can offer and provide value in and around your niche is one of the best ways to actually build your profile, to build your influence, to position yourself as an expert. And that's really what this is about. If you position yourself as an expert, you're not going to have to beg people to talk to you. Okay. Number 3, write an article and submit it to an industry, somebody in the media in your industry, in your niche, right? So write an article and then submit it to the media. So that could be a blog. That could be an industry trade journal. That could be a magazine. That could be, any sort of site, website, or print media where you would actually submit an article to be a part of their publication. Now, most publications, most of the written media will accept guest articles because they're always looking for good content to provide their readers, to provide their followers. So if you were to write an article about something very specific within your niche that provided enormous value to the followers of that media company, of that trade journal, of that website, there's a very good likelihood that they may publish that. Now, if they publish that article, that's amazing, right? Now you're a published author. All right, number 4, leverage PR to raise your stature. Now, getting media coverage, right, in TV or radio or even written sometimes isn't always easy, right? But it definitely will raise your profile big time. So providing industry insights and helpful info to the media can get you a TV appearance. It can get you quoted as a source of the info, and sometimes even a link back to your website or your LinkedIn profile. So leveraging PR by building relationships with journalists within your specific niche and becoming a resource for them to leverage as a way to cite information from insiders in the industry is a great way to start leveraging PR. There's lots of ways to do that. You can news hack, where there's different events, and then all of a sudden journalists are going to need information from industry insiders, and you can be one of those industry insiders. And it's a great way to raise your profile, okay, and to position you as an expert. All right. And number 5, collaborate with other industry experts and influencers. Now, when you collaborate with other experts, it automatically raises your stature. Just by associating yourself with them, it automatically raises your stature. All right. And it automatically differentiates you from the average salesperson or freight jockey, as I talked about earlier. So, when you collaborate with other experts or professionals within your niche, sometimes they're going to very likely they're going to post about it on their social media or on their blog or whatever the case may be. And they're going to expose you to their audience, which could obviously increase your stature, generate inbound leads, build your social following. And so again, leveraging PR, collaborating with other industry influencers. So I'm going to review those 5 really quick. Number 1, get on podcasts, however you can. Start your own or become a guest. Number 2, become a public speaker. Number 3, write an article and submit it. Number 4, leverage PR, right? Leverage PR to raise your stature. And number 5, collaborate with other industry experts and influencers. Now, that was really quick. And I don't want to paint the wrong picture. Positioning as yourself as an expert and raising your profile isn't easy, okay? And it isn't fast. But I can promise you, by using one or more of the 5 strategies that I shared with you today, you can definitely raise your profile. You can definitely start positioning yourself as an expert. And that, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to differentiate yourself from the competition. But it takes effort, and it takes time, and it takes consistency. So many of you here, they're watching this video, whether it's live or on replay or wherever you're watching it, you're going to listen to this and you're going to say, that's not for me. I can't do that. And you know what? You're probably right. But there are going to be a handful of you that are going to take this information and run with it. And 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, 36 months from now, we're going to have a conversation, and you're going to come back to me and you're going to say, Dennis, it's one of the greatest things I ever did. It's one of the smartest things I ever did. I was able to land a 6-figure or 7-figure client because of the fact that I differentiated myself from the competition, because of the fact that I started positioning myself as an expert. Mark my words, we will have a follow-up to this. I'm not sure which one of you I'll be talking to or interviewing live, but there will be somebody. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Take one or more of these tips and start implementing it in your business. Again, it's not an immediate cure. It takes time. It takes consistency. That's the reason why most people don't do it. And that's the reason why you see very few freight brokers that are considered true experts in their craft or their niche. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe to wherever you're listening. If you're on YouTube and you're not subscribed, make sure you click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. You're absolutely crazy. I put out new videos every single week. And for those of you that are curious about becoming a freight broker or a freight agent, make sure you check out freightbrokerbootcamp.com. Been in business over a decade, trained over 10,000 students at last count, and that was a long time ago. It's probably closer to 20 by now. And we offer a 60-day, 100% unconditional money-back guarantee, no questions asked. So truly appreciate it, and make sure you show up next week for another Freight Broker Bootcamp Live.